Good afternoon, all of you. I was given to understand that it will be a panel discussion. Anyway, so about my writings, I started writing with creative writing way back in 1988. My first short story called Vidro was published in a magazine called Assamiya. It was about a story of a woman. I don't know how come that woman comes to my writing very frequently. And it was about an honest man in office, getting some bribe money which he couldn't return easily and resolved to take it with him. And when he went home, he bought a big fish. We are also fish eater like once, you know. So he bought a fish with that money, went home and explained the whole story to his wife. And surprised to him, his wife refused to eat that fish because it was bought with a bribe money. So I wanted to mean my first story about ladies' part being better half needs close cooperation to curb corruption. It's a small halka fulka story, and then another story I made on South Indian dowry system. It is about I met a girl, young girl in my college, whose behavior and all other movements were actually controlled by the nightmare of dowry, which I discovered at the end of the story. So that is how I started. And then one point of time I was posted in Goa airport. It's familiar to you in Daboli. It was February 2001. And when I came to Goa, I found a lot of similarities. The scenic beauty, even the behavior of people, its hospitality, its easiness to accept any fate. So we have a lot of similarities. I started learning about the place, and that is how this book born. The name says Surya Utha Dekor Pora Surya Duba Dekholoi, from the land of sunrise to the land of sunset. In India, sun rises in east in Assam and sets in west in Goa. So that is how the name came. So since there is no specific one, I think can I give you a small brief on it? Yes. So the first article I composed on none other than the celebrated legend over here. Can you tell me what it could be? The celebrated legend over the place. Yes? Yes? You are coming out. None other than Saint Francis Xavier. The story went as the the eternal soul with immortal body, right? So 2004 it was exposition, again 2014 was the exposition if I am not wrong, right? Next is again 24. So here the entire chronicle of his journey, when he came, how he came, what he did, how come he became so popular, what are the places he visited, and how he died finally. So the entire journey was captured here. And I have a translation also, which also became very popular in our aviation fraternity. I published it in Aviation magazine. So this is the first article. In Assamese it goes, Matit Nimila Matir Manozan. A very saintly person who never got mixed with soil. In English I made it, eternal soul with immortal body. The second one is the story of Goa. Why people over Goa is so receptive to any faith, any religion, right? What is the culture popularly known as, you know, Sosegado, right? Sosegado, right? Sosegado, okay. Sosegado culture. And I have also published a small paper cut out from Navin Times, where it says, Catholics celebrate Diwali at Ponda. So this article is basically on evolution of Goa, its people, its place. And then the third one is about, it's a kind of comparison about the potential, tourism potential you have Goa has been marketing, and which in Assam, in Northeast, even after we could not. It's a kind of comparative study. The title article, Surya Utha Desor Pora, Surya Duba Desoloi. There are a few interesting also. Goa Carnival Utsav, the Carnival Festival of Goa. So it has been the third article. Let me just read out. Third is Goa, Hondojo or Banijor Milan Tirtho. Goa, a place where beauty and commerce meet. Goar Samudra Tirat Abhishapta Jalpuri. Probably you remember about the mysterious river princess in Kendoli beach. River princess was the reason government fell. River princess was the reason new government came. Again river princess was the reason new government fell. Do you remember it? Yeah. So it's all about this story about river princess. Then third is the International Film Festival of India. In 2004, when International Film Festival was started, how the task was taken by then Prime Minister Mr. Manohar Parrikar. He is also now Chief Minister. And and I got the opportunity to become member of the core committee. So I could see how that film festival gets organized. So it's about all my experiences and also informative in the sense that a person after going through it will come to know how the International Film Festival gets organized. Who are the organization involved in that? So there is another one. It is about something not to be spoken about International Film Festival. So there were, it is also some anecdotes I came across during that time, and that is how these 11 articles are from Goa. Next, after that, when I started reading literature on this place, I came across the famous novel The Carmelin. I'm sure all of you must have gone through it. Carmelin, written by Mr. Damodar Mozo. So after going through this, I was so fascinated the way he portrayed the woman. I wanted to meet him, and that is how one day I met him at the airport. Subsequently, I came home, and then I picked up translating his short stories. The name of the book was Teresa's Men and Other Stories. So Teresa's Men and Other Stories, it is yet to come in a form of book, but I have already published in several periodicals. So if you permit me, a one paragraph I would like to read out, just to have a feel how it sounds. And in the meantime, if any question, if you have, you can throw to me. One interesting happens. When I come to speak, when people don't know where I am from my name, then they make out that this guy might be from Northeast. And the moment I start speaking, they confirms. I have a highly Assamese accented English. So if you have any problem of understanding, I don't feel embarrassed. Please ask me. The story, which I read in English, is Ho, P-O-W, Ho. In Assamese, it went as Mahajion or Bonti. বিশ্বাস কিমান গভীৰ হলে কাৰোবাক প্ৰদান কৰা আশ্বাস সম্পূৰ্ণ ফলপ্ৰসূ হ'ব পাৰে সেই সত্যৰ পম খেদি খেদি মই কেতিয়াবা বিভ্ৰান্ত হৈ যাওঁ ইয়াৰ দমজাত কেনেকৈ মোৰ নিজৰে এদিন ভাৰসাম্য হেৰুৱাই পেলোৱাৰ উপক্ৰম হৈছিল সেই কথা মনত পৰিলে এতিয়াও মই বৰ অস্থিৰ অনুভৱ কৰোঁ অথচ সেয়া কিমান দিনৰ আগৰ কথা মই তেতিয়া মেজৰ দাবিচ্ছৰ ওচৰত সবাতোকৈ সুন্দৰ গীৰ্জাটোৰ সহকাৰী পাদ্ৰী হিচাপে যোগদান কৰিছিলোঁ। বাৰিষা শেষ হৈ শৰৎকাল আৰম্ভ হওঁ হওঁ গীৰ্জাৰ ভিতৰৰ নীতি নিয়ম আৰু নতুন পৰিৱেশটোৰ লগত পৰিচয় হৈ এনে লাগিছিল মোৰ যেন জন্ম এই কামৰ বাবেই হৈছিল। নিতৌ মুখৰ লগত চিনাকি, তেওঁলোকৰ বিচিত্ৰ অসুবিধা আৰু সমস্যাৰ আলোচনা, বিভিন্ন বয়সৰ মুনি তিৰোতা ল'ৰা ছোৱালীৰ লগত নিতৌ মিলামিছা, অধ্যয়ন কৰি থকা ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰীক সজ উপদেশ দিয়া ইত্যাদিবোৰ কামৰ বাবে লগা প্ৰতিভা আৰু আগ্ৰহ মোৰ সৰুৰে পৰাই আছিল। এতিয়া পাদ্ৰী হিচাপে এই কামেই মোৰ কৰ্তব্যৰ ভিতৰৰ পৰা মই বৰ উৎসাহেৰে নতুন উদ্যম আৰু কৰ্মৰাজিৰে গীৰ্জাৰ কামত যোগদান কৰিছিলোঁ। It is this story. Hope, if you have gone through, you find it that it is a eternal, a living, undying hope. A person, a father of a son, has lost his father. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know whether he is alive or no more. And he remained in hope, years after years, decades after decades. And the priest was one of the person who helped him to get the hope alive. And when at the last moment he was dying, he still hoped that his son will come. And the priest went, hugged him, and said he is the son of his father. So it's a very heart-touching story about everybody's story, but we live in hope, an undying hope, that I translated Mohajianor Bonti. And another very interesting story I translated. Assam is notorious for bandh. Bandh means you have never seen Goa bandh. Have you ever come across today Goa is bandh? Goa is closed, no movement, nothing. During Assam agitation, Mosumi has already showed couple of, she has also given couple of information. The situation was so, bandh was every day. Today Assam is closed by so and so association, tomorrow so and so union, etc., etc. Okay, so even there is a nice cartoon. One editor one day peeped through his window to the outside and asked his subordinate, "Hey, tell me, today Assam is open or closed?" So this bond has a lot of similarities with the situation he created here. We are hands-on about it. So that also one very popular over there about bond. So how the bond affects the normalcy of small people, how it affects. Without knowing the purpose of it, we celebrate it, we do it, we observe it, right? So this, I have a very mixed experience of translating his works. Some works were completely new to me. I didn't know what was the lifestyle of here, how the children go for sea and all, you know. So all those things are new. But at the same time, there is something which is very close to me, which is familiar to me. So that is how the translation happened. Yes.
So,
anything you would like to ask?
Questions.
In my profile, probably you must have seen, I have started writing. I have created a comic character called Chandra Peha. Peha means Fufa. Fufa means my father's younger sister's husband. So there's a common Fufa. I created the character. It's a common Fufa. He doesn't know politics. He doesn't know all this science. But he is full of life. He has full sense of humor, and he puts humor in a very sarcastic manner, which other people even never dream of. For 2 minutes, I'll tell you.
I want to disturb you.
Okay.
Get the question.
Correct. It's not a political satire. It is a pure sense of humor, pure kind of humor. How? One day he says, you know, have you seen this village? Once upon a time it was a big jungle. It was a big jungle. You forget about man, even animal didn't go this side. And even during daytime itself, there will be wild animal roaming over here. And once I went there for grass cutting. Grass cutting means grass is required for domesticated animals like cow and all, you know. So it's a common phenomenon here over there. So he went over there. Nobody goes, he said, right? It's a wild place. Nobody goes over there. He went there and he cut very fresh, tenderly grasses and came back and gave those grasses to his cow. And you know, cow refused to take it. And when cow refused to take it, he found, along with grass, there is a tail of tiger. He must be sleeping, he didn't mark it. He also cut the tail of the tiger. This is how it goes. Okay. Anything? Musmi, any question? Sir, any question?
Hey, there may be many questions, but the first question would be the general question: how your writing reflect upon the life of Northeast? How you project Northeast in your writing, your experience? Like she said about Assam agitation. Have you written anything, any story on Assam agitation?
Yes, very good question. So, we people are very nostalgic about the days it passed, right? So about our cultural background, or the days we used to see when we were a child, it is gradually, and it's not that the time is going, and time is also taking away certain words, certain colloquial words, very nice words, okay, and even in coming generation they will be forgetting. So when I compose my first story, when I say compose, I'm not a very avid story writer like Mosumi and all. So there I created the entire background, created all the character with the folk, with the what is called it, with the situation was also very genuinely Assamese. The person who spoke correct Assamese, etc. And now about Chandrabha, what is there in Chandrabha? Why people will read? Only to laugh, only to smile? No. So what I am doing, one element essentially I have taken, then when I explain certain things, I bring our background in genuinity. Today morning when reading one of such stories, I explain about a marriage function. So there was a time when there was no tent house, when there was no commercial arrangement of people who would come over there and feed, right? There was a time when the villagers used to come. They used to erect the shed. They used to do the barricading. They used to serve to the villagers, right? So all those things I incorporated, where people smell the soil of the place. And I think that is why people read it. And first I do it every Sunday in social media, and number of readers I find fortunately keeps increasing. So that means that find something which otherwise would have said by a very few, that comes into my story. And of course the main ingredient is the laughter, the humor. The humor is accompanied by our tradition. That's what I do, a bit on my part.
I think humor is very much necessary in our life. Unfortunately, these days we are forgetting humor. Nobody is smiling. Even these girls, I don't find them properly smiling. Let us smile. देखते हैं कौन कितना अच्छा smile करता है. She is still not smiling. These girls always keep on smiling. I'll tell you, every place gives a new experience. I'm intruding upon this is the session of these writers, not mine. But when I came to Meghalaya, Meghalaya is the abode of clouds. Every time you will get new clouds. Then I wrote a poem. Some of my poems have appeared in this issue of Indian literature, which is the recent issue. I write poetry, I write more poetry than anything else. So one of the poems I was actually attracted after listening to you, that this I have translated from my language Odia to English. I am on the clouds now. I am on the clouds now. Not reading newspapers. I came from Delhi to Shillong. I was in Delhi for about 3 decades, and I came to Shillong to work in Northeastern Council as their director. So, I am on the clouds now, not reading newspapers from A to Z every morning, or sitting before the idiot box in the evening with a cup of tea in hand. My suffering from the pain of waiting in the traffic is over, and I am no more eager to reach home early after gulping down 2 pegs of whiskey in the pool car. You forget your gone days when on the clouds. Many dead towns, dried rivers, trains without destinations fallen from broken bridges to rivers, and nameless people I find all on the clouds. To be in coexistence with an unknown world was written on my forehead. To be in coexistence with an unknown world was written on my forehead, thus said the astrologer, and I just laughed. Had the astrologer been proved correct, or is it my fate, or is it my journey from this path to the next, or is it the fear and romance in search of newness? Clouds do not have any caste, creed or religion. Clouds everywhere now, of various patterns. Beds of clouds, clouds on the chairs, tables, trees, mountains and in the wind. I am a wonderful cloud now, looking out for my lost castle. So this was a wonderful session.